Whew.
Is it working now?
Check the.
I'm refreshing. There it is.
Yeah,
It's there. Okay.
So let's try this again before my apartment building completely went kaput.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
There you go. There we are.
So let's try this again. We had the benefit and detriment.
Yeah. Well, hold on. You're just going in all raw. So the power just went out here. We don't know why. We just heard a loud boom, and then the lights cut off and everything died. So that's why. That's what happened.
That's what we're doing the second part too.
Yes. Okay. So yeah.
So before I got cut off,
giving context here as to what the hell happened. Okay.
We had the benefit / detriment of the last 4 years that people either got a whole lot more generous or a lot more asshole-ish.
Yeah.
So the fuckery is going to be at an extreme when we start having all these shows again. I've been seeing Trae Young get spit on, Russell Westbrook get popcorn dumped on him. All these crazy ass fans trying to hug around Phil Mickelson after he won the Masters, after he was like a 401 shot, and surrounding him with possible COVID because you don't know who has it and who doesn't. I agree that we might not be ready for this as a whole. I'm throwing enough caution to the wind to know that since I'm vaccinated and I still wear my mask when I was out of town, I still wear my mask when I travel, I still wear my mask at work, and I still wear my mask when I'm out.
Yeah.
That I'm going to keep wearing that hoe and continue to live the best life I possibly can amongst this hell that we got going on right now. So I'm going to save you the trouble, and I'm going to just mouth off some matches that have happened in the last 5 to 6 weeks.
All right.
Swan versus Omega.
I reposted everything.
The right one.
Yes, the right one. Because that was the other thing, too. I don't know if anybody noticed. I posted last week's episode today. So now, tonight's episode's just been snake bit from the fucking beginning. Goddamn.
That's what happens when Hector's not here.
Yeah. Hector's the glue that keeps us together.
Yeah. Arnold's the alcohol that keeps everything separated.
Right. Yeah.
Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega for all the titles. Impact, TNA, AEW. The story was fucking good.
Yeah.
And it was good enough that for a moment, I forgot why I didn't like Rich Swann because of his personal stuff. So it was pretty good. And Swann got the shit beat out of him, which I liked.
Now, okay. So do we want to revisit the shit with Rich Swann?
Accused wife beater.
But then he wasn't. Did you get that last part there where like
again, that goes back to our opinion earlier in our previous recent episode that the court of public opinion is very fickle. 30 seconds of he's good doesn't surmount to weeks and months of that motherfucker did it.
Right. But I don't remember who it was that was telling me that, all that wasn't
because I thought it was with one of them. I thought Rich
with Rich, it wasn't true.
I thought Rich and Mia Yim. And that's why
I don't know.
And that's why Mia Yim wears the ring.
Somebody said
there was another one that he might have been innocent of. But regardless, the storytelling was good. Omega won. They're pushing that. Darby Allin against Jungle Boy for the TNT title a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Imperium versus Killian Dane and Drake Maverick on NXT television title match. Penta versus Cassidy.
Really?
On Dynamite.
I don't think that I saw that.
2 out of 3 falls, Kushida and Escobar for the Cruiserweight title.
That was really good. I really like that.
That might have edged that out. And then we had Cross Balor Part 1. And then we can, as a candidate, we can add last night.
Cross Balor Part 2.
Tuesdays. Cross Balor Part 2, which I thought was good.
Arnold had one in here. That
but,
he said. What did he say?
Hector added Ospreay and
Riddle versus Woods.
Hector added Shingo, Takagi, and Ospreay. It sucks that we've had so much time apart that most of these matches are a blur. I don't think there's anything in the moment other than possibly Kushida Escobar, 2 out of 3 falls that I would say could be in contention.
So that would be on the NXT brand. What other match do we have as contenders on NXT?
Okay. So far, these are the matches that we have for 2021 Match of the Year. For New Japan, Ospreay versus Sabre from the New Japan Cup Quarters. For AEW, we have Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa Lights Out, that main event at Dynamite. For WWE, we have Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title at Mania. For NXT, we currently have nothing.
Throw it on there. Why not? I mean, that match is better than nothing.
But that doesn't mean because there's nothing that we could just throw something on there.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I liked it. So far, it's the best match of the year from NXT that I like.
Should we throw it to the people for confirmation just to be on the safe side?
No, fuck them. No, sure.
That's how we made it to 379.
Let them yap and give their opinion.
So we'll throw it on there.
Yeah,
if Kushida versus King Cuerno, 2 out of 3 falls, deserves to be on our Match of the Year list, we'll throw that on there on the Facebooks tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, that's pretty much the thing that's standing out right now. Pay-per-view. You ready?
Yeah.
100% fans and then 0% fans.
Maybe 0% fans.
Let's kick it off with the 0 fans.
Oh?
Stadium Stampede.
Oh, they're not going to have anybody in the stadium?
Remember Stadium Stampede?
Yeah.
It was in the football field.
Right.
The rest of this pay-per-view is in Daly's place.
Okay.
That's...
And they're right next door.
Yeah, but that's probably one of the main reasons why I'm not going this weekend is because that 45-minute match is not going to be in front of an audience because that audience bought tickets to sit in Daly's place. They're not having this event in the football field where they should have. If they would have had blood and guts in the football field, they could have had the truss to hold the cage over the ring. So you could have had the entire show in front of an audience, except half of the show. We didn't even get to talk about this. Half of the show was taped ahead of time without an audience.
Yeah.
The people that spent money to go or to possibly travel to Dynamite that day to see Blood and Guts, the only match they saw live was Blood and Guts. They didn't get to see anything else from Dynamite. Well, they had the Kenny Omega promo come out and then Miro come out. But as far as wrestling, you paid money for a 45-minute match, and that was it. And that left a bad taste in my mouth with this. So when I realized that they were not having this in the football field, but in the amphitheater, I don't want to travel all the way over there and miss a third of the pay-per-view.
Right.
I'm out.
You know, what would have been a cool idea was whatever the capacity for Daly's place is, sell that amount of tickets for the football field.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you have plenty of room to fucking social distance.
Florida, they don't give a flying fuck. Fill up the football field.
Yeah, just have another super spreader.
And yeah, but again, we're not picking sides here. Didn't we just have a super spreader at WrestleMania?
Yeah,
and they sold how many tickets
now,
in 2 nights?
Yeah.
For 2 nights.
Yeah, and
no one's gonna give a chop block to A&E for doing 1 night in their own football field next to a COVID testing. They actually test most of the people that show up anyway. So AEW is doing somewhat of a better job than WWE in that aspect.
Yeah.
Why not have it in the football field? So, Stadium Stampede, Pinnacle against Inner Circle. Inner Circle loses, they break up. Anticipation level.
I don't like the "and they break up" part.
Red herring, too obvious.
I get. Is it either one of them loses? They all like the.
No, so Pinnacle won Blood and Guts.
Right.
So they have no reason to take this rematch. Inner Circle egged them on. So Pinnacle's like, you want this match? Put your team on the line. That was their Pinnacle's way of
enticing themselves. Okay, so it doesn't go both ways. I thought it went both ways. All right, so
that's what she said.
Hey, since it doesn't go both ways, it's not nearly as exciting.
Never is.
Yeah, I guess that means Inner Circle will win.
I've got Inner Circle winning easily.
You know, I would be at like a fucking 11 because the last Stadium Stampede was good, but I think I'm gonna go with a 9 on this one. Because of the stipulation.
I'm gonna go 7.
Ooh!
On paper, the match should be fun. But anticipation means booking. Anticipation means how we ended up here. It's cool to have like a themed match for your pay-per-view, your one pay-per-view every year. Not that it's just the one pay-per-view, but every Double or Nothing so far, this Double or Nothing will be the second one. So they kind of want they're attempting at a tradition where at Double or Nothing we have a Stadium Stampede match.
Okay.
Because this is going to be the second one in the same place. Tradition be damned. They should have had blood and guts in this pay-per-view. It feels like too short of a time frame to get from, oh, hey, I made a group that's going to counter the Inner Circle to we already had our big fucking blood and guts match. Oh, and now we're having the fucking rematch. Like, if this is your first 100% audience, you could have had time to plan. You could, like I mentioned earlier, have it in a football field, even if it's 40% capacity. Build the trust so that you can have the cage hanging over both the rings and you can lower it like WWE does. Not trying to suck on WWE's teeth, but they've been doing this long enough. They kind of got it down to a science.
Yeah.
You know, even in the fucking Full Sail for NXT, they have the cage that the doors like flap open like a gull wing, kind of. It's weird contraption that they set up. It can be done, but they, for the sake of we have to rush it, this feels like it's too rushed. And then you add the stipulation where if Inner Circle loses, they're done. I'm at like 7 for this.
Okay.
And I've got Inner Circle hands down winning this. Am I going to enjoy it? I hope so. Half of the team from the first match is in this one, and that first match was on our match of the year list last year.
Yeah, it was a damn good match.
It was one of the 2 matches that got the most reaction. Stadium Stampede because it was so much fun, and then Walter versus Dragunov because you literally saw someone die in front of you 1,000 times.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Oh, that's what she said.
Hey,
so I want to enjoy this. I will go in with an open mind and lowered pants.
My!
But the anticipation from the build to this, it could have been done a lot better.
Okay,
a lot better.
Okay.
Number. You already gave me a number, right?
Yeah, I gave you a number 9.
9. Okay, good. And we both got Inner Circle winning.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. How about the World Tag Team titles?
Hey, can we pause though? We didn't talk about Blood and Guts.
Okay, Blood and Guts.
I thought it was a fucking amazing, delightful match. I really, 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 really liked it. And they really, really, really fucked it up with the ending. The same way how they fucked up the death match with their little cheesy ending.
The popcorn part.
Yeah, this is
Again, just a devil's advocate, the popcorn fart happened after the bell rang and the match was over.
Yeah. This is on the cusp of becoming a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We're supposed to get like this big fucking thing. What to do? Bells or no bells, whatever. Somebody was supposed to die. The ring was supposed to explode. Something crazy was supposed to happen.
You advertised a death match, nobody died. You advertised Blood and Guts, Jericho only dislocated an elbow. We want actual carnage.
Well, that's not the thing. No. That's the joke. You laugh at that because that's the joke. No, I want something believable. I want to be able to suspend my disbelief. I'm not saying I want to see.
You remember Spring Stampede last year?
I know.
How real was half of that?
That's the thing. But it depends on the fucking presentation of it.
Okay.
Stadium Stampede from the get-go wasn't a presentation where this is going to be, oh my God, crazy, we're going to kill people, right? So, like, when I watch a comedy, I want to laugh. When I watch a thriller, I want to be thrilled. When I watch a scary movie, I want to be scared.
You watch a death match, you want someone to die.
If I'm watching porn, I want an erection, you know? But, like, in this particular match, like, the flop onto the padding, the crash pad that was covered in cardboard that was meant to look like concrete.
Like steel plating.
Whatever the fuck it was. It ruined the illusion. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying I want Jericho dead. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is don't attempt it if you can't pull it off to make it look good while still being safe, right? If it won't look good, don't fucking do it or do something else. Accentuate the positives. Don't
the negative.
do the things that you can't do. And so far, you can't do an exploding ring. Okay, then don't advertise it as exploding ring.
Or don't do it again.
You can't do blood and guts. Okay, don't have the blood and guts part. But what's funny about that is throughout the match,
everybody bled.
The actual blood and guts part of the match, so like that was sufficient. That was enough. You didn't even need that spot from the top rope.
Sponsored by Tampax.
Yeah, that would have been like a cherry on top, but
done right.
You didn't need that cherry on top.
And it was one bad camera angle was all it fucking took.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Such bad luck by AEW.
Yeah.
The littlest shit, like 5 seconds of bad pyro was all it took to ruin 40 minutes.
Yeah.
One bad camera angle was all it took to ruin possibly one of the biggest main events Dynamite's ever had.
And you know what it reminds me of? The six-pack match. Where, oh my God, the Undertaker threw Rikishi off of the top, but when he landed, poof, all this fucking hay everywhere. Yes, he really did lacerate and bruise his spleen, and he was out for a long time. So it was a harder landing.
But that initial camera angle from the bottom, and you just see Rikishi land on the corner, you're like, he's dead.
No, when you saw the poof, you're like, oh, that's he landed safely, right? So it's like, wham. But like you that ruined the illusion for that match, right? But what sucked is that he actually really did get seriously hurt.
Yeah.
But the illusion was
Jericho.
like he didn't. Yeah. Jericho, on the other hand, his shoulder wasn't really hurt, right? That's kayfabe.
No, he dislocated. He
did dislocated.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's legit hurt.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then I don't know. Fuck me. What am I? Who knows?
Bucks versus Mox.
I want them to not get hurt, but look like that they did, and they look like that they didn't, but they really did get hurt. You had it all back asswards.
Bucks versus Moxley and Kingston. I'm at a 5.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. So Tony Khan, if you're listening, send me the check or an application. The whole rivalry between Moxley and the Bullet Club or the Elite stems from Moxley and Omega. But now Omega's got like mini bosses. So Moxley had to get his old friend to help combat the mini bosses.
Which I had no idea that they were friends. They don't seem like they could have been friends. I don't know. Maybe that's because I was a CZW thing, or before his
or Chikara.
Yeah, whatever. Like, he's your friend? Oh, okay.
But the rivalry isn't. The story isn't Moxley and Kingston want to be tag team champions. The story that has been presented up to a certain point was Moxley's getting revenge on Omega. Moxley can't do it alone. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. They lost me on this feud last week that I still haven't finished the episode, but I heard what happened. Main event, Young Bucks against super babyface Brian Pillman after fucking Dark Side of his dad, and up-and-comer, growing like a fungus, Griff Garrison, and cute little Julia Hart on the corner. The story that should have been told that night, Tony Khan, was Moxley and Kingston cost the Young Bucks the titles. Kingston and Moxley don't give a fuck about these tag titles. You think Moxley wants a tag title over the heavyweight title that Omega has? No. Moxley
and that feud doesn't need a belt.
The feud, and it doesn't. Yeah. So, and again, it's the Young Bucks. It's their company. They could win the belts back next week. Who gives a fuck? The story is the Young Bucks are giving them the title shot because Kingston and fucking Moxley keep picking at them.
Okay.
But the Bucks will want the match if those two motherfuckers cost the Bucks the titles. That gives a reason for all four of them to be against each other.
To be pissed off.
Yeah. And then secondary, almost just as important, you got a fucking super babyface now with Brian Pillman Jr. and the Varsity Blondes, new up-and-comers that have been working hard to be #1 contenders in the rankings, the actual fucking rankings. They win the titles. So you have all the kids. You've got the Acclaim. You've got Varsity Blondes. You've got Bear Country. You've got Top Flight when the other kid comes back from his injury. You got fucking Jungle Boy and Dinosaur. Yeah, Luchasaurus. You can let that fucking tag division marinate and grow to where you can make other talent so that when the Young Bucks get the belts again because they signed the check, they actually have talent to beat. And instead we're getting this. So I'm at a 5. And the other caveat is that within 10 minutes is going to be a garbage CCW Moxley match that he tends to do. There was 6 months when Moxley first left WWE and showed up as the Death Rider in New Japan, and he was actually pro wrestler badass.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing the garbage stuff. He wasn't even doing comedy stuff with Shooter Umino. He made that kid. Yeah. He's coming back from injury this next month also. And then he just went back to fucking CZW, Game Changer Wrestling, Hardcore Light Tube Moxley from Dragon Gate. I was like, I don't want to see that shit. So I'm at a 5. And the Bucks are winning it. Fuck it. I don't want to see Moxley get, I don't want to say demoted, but regulated to the tag division. That's not a guy in the tag division. Yeah. I would rather have Moxley in the fucking Battle Royal for a title shot. Throw that motherfucker and let him do his hardcore shit in that.
Yeah.
This? Nah.
So you bring a good point about Moxley, hardcore Moxley. I don't really want to see that either. I don't know. There's just something about Moxley where I'm just like, I'm not really glued to the TV when he shows up. I'm like, oh yeah, Moxley, right? And Eddie Kingston, I'm almost repulsed when he's on the TV.
In the ring or on the mic? Because together and separate, they can cut promos like a mofo.
In the ring. On the mic, he's actually pretty good, but I don't give a shit about any of his fucking matches.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Because he loses.
So it's like he attracts me with his mic skills, but he repulses me with his in-ring skills. So it's a zero-sum game. I'm like neutral with him.
Which you don't want to be neutral.
You don't want to be neutral. That's not good.
You either have a side. You can boo Cena, but at least you're booing him.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, Eddie. He's Eddie Kingston's a thing. Okay, whatever. And Moxley, I'm like, ugh. Now I really do like the Bucks, but you bring up a really good point. This match shouldn't be about the tag titles. The tag titles could be used for something else. If the Bucks continue to dominate the tag division and having the tag belts with the heel run, you're going to run the risk of what everybody was afraid what was going to happening, which people have already turned on Cody because of it, which is, oh, look, the bookers are booking themselves as being the top guys. Everybody's fucking turned their backs on Cody. You're running the risk of doing the same thing with the Bucks, and you're running the risk of doing the same thing with Kenny. So it's like the 4 guys, the Elite, the Bullet Club, whatever you want to fucking call them, the guys that we wanted to see make their own promotion, we're starting to get to the point where we're like, man, fuck these guys. And if you haven't built other talent after that and you're just still trying to ride those coattails of the Bullet Club and those coattails are cut short, you are fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere now.
Great point. Great.
Nowhere. I mean, you've kind of built up Darby, but that's about it. You're kind of built up Miro, but
now it only took 7 months.
But I mean, what the fuck happened to Jungle Boy? Man, Jungle Boy, you should have been fucking to the moon. What's going on with Orange? What's going on with Pac? Pac could have been a bit of an exception there. You could say, oh, the ex-WWE guy, but he kind of reinvented himself. But like all these guys that were like shining fucking stars, you haven't really fucking shoved the rocket up their ass yet. And we're kind of waiting for that. And I was excited when we said, all right, we're finally going to give it to Kenny. Because that's kind of what we wanted. We wanted to see the Bullet Club have their own organization and see what they could do. But don't let the needle go too far this way. And they let the needle go too far this way with Cody. They're kind of doing it at the same time with Kenny. They're kind of doing it at the same time with the Young Bucks. All 3 of them together being on top. It's, again, going back to optics.
Right now, the Young Bucks look like heel Young Bucks from Bullet Club in New Japan. Right now, Kenny looks like a cheap, watered-down imitation of what a heel champion he would be if he was run by Vince McMahon.
Damn.
If it was the cleaner, the no-nonsense, the no bullshit, I'm going to just V-trigger you 90 times so I can beat you. That guy, I'm down with that. But this Kenny Omega that's on television right now, and I know we're detouring, but it's digging to your what you threw out. It's not clicking for me yet. What's saving grace is the Thanos route that he's trying to grab all the belts.
Yeah.
And see how far that goes to see who kills up against him.
Yeah. But I mean, is he running out of belts to collect?
He's got more.
Okay.
Yeah, which we'll bleed into that in a little bit.
All right.
So a little transition here. You mentioned that they're booking themselves into a corner with all the Bullet Club people doing Bullet Club stuff. Is that a reason or a major reason why I'm assuming you're still a fan of Hangman Page? Because he decided to branch out and do it on his own as opposed to still staying under that Bullet Club elite umbrella? Or are you indifferent with Page, with Hangman also?
Until you mentioned it right now, I completely forgot. About Hangman. And even then,
he had the title. He was in a title match for the first AEW title.
Hangman wasn't the guy that I wanted to see succeed when I was like, oh, the Bullet Club's making their own fucking company, right? To me, Hangman was kind of like Nakazawa. You know, they're like, oh, they're part of the Bullet Club, but yeah, whatever, not really, right? You know, they tried to make a star out of him, but he's been on the fucking back burner as far as I could tell. Is he a part of the Dark Order? Yeah, but no. Like at this point, it's like, okay, I'm done with teasing. Yeah, hacelo. You know, like, oh, are you gonna join? Are you like, how long are you gonna do that? It's been a year.
There is a shirt.
A COVID year, no less. So that's like 5 regular
years.
And
here's how much they're teasing it. If you go on Shop AW right now, there's a badass Hangman shirt. The Garth Brooks song, I Have Friends in Low Places. Hangman has I Have Friends in Dark Places. So,
So what are we doing
update
here?
The status on Facebook already.
I mean, do you need to get a little bit more Metamucil in your diet? Shit, or get off the pot, man. Like, seriously. Like, at this point, like, I don't care if he ever joins, if he doesn't join, or whatever. It is like, that steam is out of the bag.
He's wrestling Brian Cage, the Machine, on this pay-per-view.
Good. So,
Number 4, 7.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Defend yourself.
Beef. The first match they had on Dynamite was really good. And the fact that Hangman lost was even better. Because, again, for all the faults that AEW is starting to have that we didn't have when they first showed up on TNT, the slow burn, the long game, we as wrestling fans have had the story fed from the beginning. Fucking Hangman was in the first ever AEW World Title match at All Out.
Yeah.
He lost. Right now, up to a couple of weeks ago, he was ranked number 1 in the rankings for the heavyweight title until he lost to Cage.
Yeah.
So they're slow burning that to where eventually when Hangman becomes back in the number 1 position, it'll be All Out time. And it'll be against Kenny Omega. And it'll be the main event. And it'll be the story of redemption, which fans of AEW will die to watch.
Which is funny to think that the redemption story is going to come from somebody that's in or maybe not in the Dark Order. Right, because the Dark Order is supposed to be like this monster heel.
You're looking at you're focusing on one side of the coin instead of the other side that they're going to tell. It's not that he's unsure of being the Dark Order. They're going to push the narrative that he is no longer elite.
Okay.
And if they tell that good story enough, it might distract you.
It might. Like, see, the thing is, I can't get enough of the good, the bad, and the hungry. You know,
I want more of that too.
I like it. But
Reynolds is hurt though, right?
It's almost
or Silver, one of them.
One of them's hurt. It's almost like those two overshadowed Grayson and Evil Uno.
Yeah,
you know, they overshadowed 10. They overshadowed
and Stu
everybody.
Was getting better in the ring, and Uno was cutting a lot of weight, and he was looking good.
And they overshadowed everybody with comedy when they're in a faction that's not supposed to be comedy. But when Brody died, they had to get a little bit more lighthearted, and then you have the kid out there in -1.
And to their defense, they were comedy on being the elite before Brody passed. It's on you if you didn't watch it.
No, I get what you mean, but that was a little bit under wraps.
Yeah,
now it's not under wraps anymore because they're like, Brody died. Okay, let's show everybody going out there doing the thing and this and that, and it's like,
and Ty Conti.
It's a fucking it's a fucking hot mess. But
what do you want to focus on? The hotness or the mess?
But it's a hot mess that I still kind of am intrigued by, and I want to cheer for, but I'm not supposed to cheer for them. But like I want to, but it doesn't.
But what else is there to cheer for?
So it's like, remember I was talking about earlier. If I go to a comedy,
you want to laugh.
I want to laugh.
You don't want to laugh at a thriller.
Well, this is supposed to be a horror movie that wound up being a comedy. So I'm kind of like, there's a little bit of cognitive dissonance there.
What was the parody movie for Scream? Where they had the butler with the strong hand?
I forget.
Not Another Teen Movie? Or something like that? That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's parody.
I mean, I didn't expect it, but I kind of liked it. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's like
I've got Hangman winning.
Okay,
this not the title. The FTW title's not on the line.
Okay,
I got Hangman winning.
The FTW. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Yeah, Hangman's winning.
You sidebar because you mentioned it earlier. Where's Jungle Boy? They've been dropping the ball on Jungle Boy too. And here's another one for Tony Khan for free because they started something. Not to brag, I was there for it, and they didn't capitalize on it. And it's such an easy out to keep him like this close from the main event title picture, but still so much higher than most of the people you want him to be higher than.
Yeah.
Or stand out. I was in Corpus Christi when Jungle Boy faced Chris Jericho, at the time AEW World Champion, in a 5-minute exhibition match.
Yeah.
That Jericho could, or 10 minutes, that Jericho could beat Jungle Boy in 10 minutes. He didn't.
He didn't. Jungle Boy lasted the whole time.
And what did that do to Jungle Boy? Whoop! Why not continue that?
Yeah.
He had a badass match about a month and a half ago or 2 months ago on Dynamite against Dax Harwood.
Okay.
And it was this close to going to the 20-minute draw, and then Dax tapped out to the Tamer or whatever finisher Jungle Boy has.
Okay.
Why? Jungle Boy should be booked as the guy that he doesn't beat you, you beat yourself. We should be seeing Jungle Boy wrestle everyone twice. Jungle Boy wrestles. Fuck it. He wrestles Kenny Omega.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Guess what?
That'd be a badass match.
Guess what? Jungle Boy doesn't win.
Okay.
Jungle Boy doesn't lose.
Draw.
The wrestlers want the satisfaction that they couldn't beat Scrawny McScrawny with the long hair and his dead dad. They can't beat that guy. You can't beat that little guy. What? I demand a rematch. And they make so many fucking mistakes in every rematch because they're in their own head that they didn't get beat by Jungle Boy, but they didn't win. And the fact that they didn't win, they make mistakes, and then Jungle Boy wins the second time around.
And Jungle Boy's tougher than a $2 steak.
But in the rankings, he's not undefeated because he has those ties that keep him from getting to the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
So you have Jungle Boy, he's undefeated. He's got no losses, but he has as much ties as wins, which keeps him like beneath main event, but above mid-card.
Yeah.
So where in case of an emergency and somebody breaks their neck, hey, let's put Jungle Boy in there for a cup of coffee. Look at his record. We could make that work.
Yeah. Or just feed him 1 or 2 more wins.
Yes.
And now he's not bubbling.
You've already got someone interesting and unique in Jungle Boy. I poked fun of it earlier. A lot of his sympathy, just like Brian Pillman Jr., comes from heritage.
Yeah.
You want to see a kid like Jungle Boy succeed.
Yeah.
So you've already have something that makes him unique. You want to emphasize that by having him do things that are unique or be in a situation that's unique.
Yeah.
How more unique would it be that he has as much ties as wins and is still undefeated?
Yeah.
So that, number one, he's worthy whenever you want to plug him in to have a main event match. And number two, if you really want to put over a beast like, say, I don't know, Miro, be the one guy that has the one loss on the one that no one else can beat. Jericho couldn't beat him. Omega couldn't beat him. Moxley couldn't beat him. Oh, Miro beat him? That's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. I would like to see Jungle Boy and Christian.
Ooh, and you bet with Christian's experience, he's probably already back there begging to put guys like Darby and Jungle Boy over. He wants that time with the God.
Can you imagine that outwork everybody type of fucking match between those two?
Best of three, and the first 2 matches go to a draw. who's outworking who now?
Yeah.
Even if Christian wins, Jungle Boy's right up there because he could hang with Christian. I hear every week on fucking Cornette how he hates that Christian's like having everybody keep up to his level. That he's looking at the aspect that they're bringing Christian down, when you should be looking at the aspect of Christian's bringing everyone up.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So when you have Christian with the young kids like Darby or fucking Jungle Boy or Pillman Jr., come on, man. And that's the talent you have.
Yeah.
Because these old guys aren't going to last forever.
Nope.
You don't want to be like WCW. You don't want to rely on Hogan,
right?
Luger, Flair, Sting.
Yeah, you want to build up.
Which you have Sting and Jake and Horn already there. And
Murder Hawk.
Oh, Murder Hawk. He's that bridge in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Murder Hawk against Miro for the TNT title. Give me a number.
6. I think that's mostly because of the beef.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I'm at an 8.
That's
for
a
the
lot.
beef.
That's a lot of beef in that ring for that match. That's gonna be very hard hitting, and I want to lean towards saying Miro's gonna win it because he just won the title. But if Miro had a little bit lengthier of a reign, I'd be like, man, this is a fucking coin flip.
I'll help you.
Okay.
I'm at an 8.
Okay.
Miro's gonna win because he's gonna have some help.
From who?
Someone has been looking very out of place in this feud, this 4-week feud.
Jake?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you look at that man, Jake Roberts, and see babyface manager? Because in this rivalry, who's the face?
Murder Hawk.
Exactly. Jake
Why?
is gonna. Because you like to see, you want to cheer for people that don't give a fuck and just want to knock things over because they can.
Okay.
Just like Steve Austin, who was stunning everyone. He didn't have to. He stunned everybody. And we loved him for it. Murder Hawk is throwing people into the crowd. He's killing fucking, what's the midget from fucking, Jungle
Marco
Express?
Stunt.
He's killing Marco Stunt. He's throwing him into orbit. We like him. That's why we're cheering for him. So if he's the guy you're cheering for, but Evil Grandpa's back there in his corner, Evil Grandpa don't want to see this. Evil Grandpa want to be evil. Skeletor wants to do bad things. So you put Skeletor with Miro, who also wants to do bad things, and help build Miro up even more, add more credibility to
Jake is gonna
to the actual monster. Yeah. Murder,
You know what?
Murder Hawk is not a murderer anymore. He's just a hawk. I'm going to Miro because Miro's killing people.
You know what? That does seem like something Jake would do.
Yes. I would cheer him for him as a person. But as a fan, I'll be like, you son of a bitch.
Because Jake was always that fucking conniving, evil, backstabbing son of a bitch. Why not?
And not to be an asshole because I can be. That 6 or 7 months when he was on WWE in the 90s, born again Christian, even he didn't believe it. Come on. He's a born dick. Put him with Miro.
Okay.
Jake is turning on fucking Murder Hawk.
I don't think that's going to happen.
But you want to see it.
But that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Send me the resume. I'll sign it.
Send the check.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
But I got Miro winning.
Okay.
Yeah. Rumor has it that Anthony Ogogo hurt some of his ribs a couple of nights ago.
Okay.
But he's booked to wrestle Cody Rhodes. Are you liking this old 80s NWA America versus UK thing with the American Dream, Cody Rhodes, against the evil foreigner with the evil uppercut? Gut punch. Go.
I am at a 1.
Fuck! Where's the 1 coming from?
The fact that there's a small ember of hope in that smoldering fucking what used to be an inferno fire of my love for Cody. Okay? They fucking threw some dirt on it, poured the bucket of water, but there's that one little ember that still just don't want to go out. Maybe it'll just relight, you know. But it's just because of hope that I'm still gonna like Cody, because I haven't been watching everything, right? I don't catch it all, but I still try to like be cognizant of what the fuck's happening.
Did you see the opening promo with Cody?
I did see the promo.
Did you like the history lesson?
I kind of did, but it it made me go, where the fuck are we going? What the hell's happening? Why is he talking about this? Like, what is this leading to? And what the hell is an agogo? And like, oh, that's the guy he's wrestling, and he feels so passionate about this that he gave us a fucking history lesson and taught
massacre in Tulsa.
Taught us about racism.
Yeah.
Like, and like, okay, cool.
What?
For who? Who's he fighting?
The guy with the kidney punch, Anthony Ogogo.
Wait, he has a kidney punch?
He is an Olympic medalist.
He's an Olympic medalist
in boxing.
In boxing?
Yes. So he
from where?
Boxing.
From what country?
I'm guessing England or United Kingdom.
From England?
I think.
And he's talking about racism?
or being a proud American.
So he's a proud American.
But
who's not racist.
But the British guy is making fun of America, even though he's in America making money so that he can go spend it in Britannia.
But they're trying to talk about Black Lives Matter when it's one white guy versus where they make the white guys? Like, what? I mean,
that's for you, Portion Randy.
I get it. Yes, Black Lives Matter.
For me.
Good job. You and Brandy are representing. Your kids will look up to you.
Because they'll be like Blake Griffin, half and half.
I get it. Yes, I'm down with the swirl. I understand. Yeah. But this is to build a feud for a white guy versus another white guy? Like, what?
And it's not even for a belt.
And again, who? Where the fuck did this bitch come from? Why are you feeling so strongly about a rookie, a newcomer who just showed up while I was in California apparently less than a month ago?
So
you're really gonna have that big of a fiery fucking feud for a fucking rookie? Some dude that just showed up who nobody knows his fucking name?
It's Anthony Ogogo.
Who?
Anthony Ogogo.
Who the fuck is Anthony Ogogo?
Anthony Ogogo. He's an Olympic boxer.
Is that a real name?
That's his actual name.
Since when does anybody give a fuck about Olympic boxing?
They don't.
So
the story.
Who?
So again, it's your fault for missing 7 weeks of television.
I didn't miss 7 weeks of television. I missed like intermittently a week here and there.
So the nightmare.
Even then, 7 weeks. This motherfucker's been around less than 2 months, and he's fighting Cody, and Cody is so passionate about it that he's giving us fucking history lessons on fucking the massacre in Tulsa. Like, dude, I get it. I agree with you, Cody. All that shit is bad, but what does this have to do with a boxer from England?
You would think if you're from Georgia, you're half black anyway, right?
Yeah. What the fuck does this have to do with a Brit? I mean, I understand that's where we learned about slavery and racism. Factory. We learned it from them. I get it. But you didn't even make that connection. This dude just has a punch. Anthony Ogogo? Get la chingada. Get out of here. Get out.
Yeah, what? I'm at a 5. I am at an optimistic 5 because it's easy to trash ex-WWE guys, but this is what Cody's been wanting to do since the company formed. He wants to put over newer talent. He wants to put over unseen talent, which is why he was doing the open challenge for the TNT title. And we got all these fucking people. How did we end up with Ricky Starks?
Shut up.
Open challenge. The kid, Danhausen, this like gothic little fucking kid that's now in Ring of Honor doing kind of good things. We saw him in fucking the open tournament. Fucking War Hammer, whatever that little scrawny fuck was, that's also kind of a big deal on the indies. And now is a bigger deal on the indies was because he got the exposure. And that's what Cody's trying to do with this kid, with the backstory of the Nightmare Factory, where Cody and QT train all these kids, and then half of the Nightmare Factory wanted to go full NWO. And so one of those kids jumped Cody after Cody beat QT Marshall, the leader of that faction. And so now Cody wants a piece of the boxer who's been like gut punching all these fuckers. And that's how we ended up here.
So you're telling me that this British dude
has got
a boxer,
he's got a fucking punch, they're selling it,
is involved with fucking QT Marshall's little bullshit ass little.
Yep. He's a student.
Oh my god!
Just like Michael Tarver was for Nexus.
So
they want to have that guy.
So QT Marshall. Whatever. So the cutie, fucking cutie, the bald-headed cutie, the orange that's easy to peel because it's small. Yeah, that guy made a bullshit-ass little stable. Called it the factory because he's training people. Yeah, because that's what you do when you can't, you teach. Right, good. So the trainer brought in a rookie that he's training from a completely different sport. And now he's saying that this guy in 2 months is going to take out Cody, who's at the top of the top. And this has to do with that
He's
bullshit.
at the top of the middle.
Yeah. It's definitely the
We're
top
not-
of the middle
we're not-
because it's fucking QT's Nightmare Factory. Oh, it's the Nightmare Factory. We know how to wrestle.
He hasn't,
Like, no, you don't.
Abel hasn't been here for 7 weeks, so we get like RuPaul Diva Abel tonight. Let it out. Give it to us. Give it all of it. Work it. And
Work
don't
it.
fuck it up. Woo! Did the right person win the drag race this year?
Yes.
Was it the
yes.
I don't want to speak.
The right person won.
I don't want to speak out of bounds. Is it the trans person? Was that the one?
No. She was second runner-up.
Okay.
I'm glad Simone won. Simone won.
Yeah.
Simone was good. I really wanted Rose to win, but I'm happy.
Simone wasn't the one that was singing under a mask, right? Like everybody was supposed to sing, and she had a mask. You couldn't tell.
No, that's like 3 seasons ago.
Okay, good.
That's
good. Okay,
what was her name? Valentina, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Don't ask how I know.
Simone. No. Simone was good this season. I wanted Rose to win. Candy should have not been in the top 4 at all. I don't know why she was in the top 4, but I am looking forward to All Stars because we're gonna get Jan Sport back.
I'm tempted.
Jan is awesome. I love Jan.
I enjoy all the meats of our cultural stew.
Yes,
except the actual meat. So,
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I have meat at home. The meat at home.
Hikaru Shida versus Britt Baker. Finally. What's your anticipation level?
8. This might be my highest rated match. I love Britt Baker.
Are you going to Comic Palooza? She's gonna be there.
Probably not, because I mean, it's Comic Palooza, so I don't know. I don't know. I might not. I don't know. But I mean, it's cool that she's there. If I do go there, I'll probably want to see her. But yeah, I just don't get jazzed for that, especially during this COVID time. But whatever.
I'm not there yet either.
Yeah. But no. I love Britt, and Hikaru is pretty cool. I got Britt winning because I think it's time. It's time. Hikaru is good.
She gave us a good run.
Yes, but I think that now that Britt's there, now that Statlander's back, I think you could put another spotlight on Jade and Red Velvet. You could have enough talent
this
to where
time next year,
Hikaru,
Jade is the heel that's winning the title, but right now it's Britt's time.
You have enough talent there to build up a good, solid new division and let Hikaru go back home, go back to Japan. Mm-hmm. Not because I don't want the
Give
Japanese
her some time.
person.
She's earned it.
No. She's earned it, and I want to see more story in the women's division because I've seen plenty of. All right, here are just some matches. Right, we've seen that.
Who's the best woman? It's all been sportsmanship.
Yeah,
Britt Baker, for all intents and purposes, her character
is a character.
Is a bitch
and a character
and a good one.
Yes,
and Reba.
Yeah. So I want to see more sports entertainment, and I can't get that with Hikaru because she just doesn't speak the language. Now I'm not bashing her because of that. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just that's not what you need right now. Yeah. You need a pitch hitter, right? You don't need the guy that's supposed to go up to bat, right? The guy that's supposed to go up to bat, he might be good, might have a good ERA, all that good stuff. But you know what? We need somebody else right now, a different style, because this other guy's better at lefties. right? Like that's all it is. It's not me saying, "Oh, you go back to your home country." No.
Yeah.
But Hikaru's had a good run. She wrestles very well. I want to see story now in the women's division of AEW.
I'm at a 9.5, and the half is probably because I'm firmly under the impression that this match has already been determined. Baker's winning this. She has to win this.
Okay.
I would be disappointed, and it would, and in my opinion, would be as big of a dud, if not bigger, than the ending of the death match and the ending of Blood and Guts.
What?
This is their opportunity to really solidify that their women's division can compete with other divisions and territories around the world. And if they don't give it to a character like Britt, they're fucking themselves over big time. So I've got Britt winning this.
Okay.
The match is going to be sound. I can't wait to see how Reba interferes in this. And I'm ready for it. It's time. This is Hikaru's moment because she wanted to defend the title against an actual crowd, which she's finally getting. And this is Britt Baker's moment because, dude, not to put on the same pedestal, Steve Austin, 97, he broke his fucking neck. Keeping him on television is probably what made him the superstar that he's known to for the rest of his life.
And you kept her on television while she was in a wheelchair.
And doing the skits, the training, pulling the little weight in her wheelchair.
On her wheelchair, it said role model, ROLL.
Doing the little Starbucks notes to her best friend, Tony Schiavone. Her rolling up in that Poke truck. Dude, her character. I don't know if they aired this on television. They might have aired it during the break. When they were here in Austin, she was trashing Whataburger, and everyone wanted to kill her. Everyone wanted to kill her. And then when I left, Scott and I was like, this bitch got a future.
Yes.
And the future is now.
Yeah.
Britt earned it.
Yeah.
If they don't give it to her, that might be like the first like legit strike I put on AEW.
Hikaru might be like in ring a fucking 9 on 1 to 10. Like in ring, she's a great fucking wrestler, but her like charisma, and it's probably just because of the language barrier again,
or the character that she has.
Ask somebody. Her charisma and character is like 4.
What's a Hikaru?
Whereas Britt, her character is fucking 10,
11.
Yeah, her in ring
is
ain't that bad either.
Her
in ring is probably at like an 8. Mm-hmm. Like that, the match where she was fucking all bloody and she was just toughing it out. Again, you want to.
It helped that she had Thunder Rosa with her.
You want to draw comparisons to Stone Cold again. Fucking Crimson Mask still going through, tougher than a $2 steak. All that shit. That's what she was doing
for 3 days.
Yeah,
that shirt of her face covered in blood was the best-selling shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Which was the same thing that happened with Becky right before Survivor Series. Yep. Becky had that broken nose. All of a sudden,
Dunzo.
Boom, Becky. Yeah. So right now, the things are really looking up for Britt.
Yeah. Omega, Orange Cassidy, the Bastard Pack, triple threat, only for the AEW title. Talk to me.
What is my favorite kind of match stipulation?
Menage!
I really like triple threats.
Mm-hmm. Do you like Orange?
I really like Orange.
Do you like Pac?
I really like Pac.
How about Kenny?
I really like Kenny.
Why is it not a 10?
Because I like Orange and I like spaghetti, but I don't want oranges in my spaghetti. Something isn't meshing with this. Pac seems like he is here for no reason. Maybe just so that there's a screwy finish, but I don't think there's going to be a screwy finish like to screw Kenny out of the title, because Kenny has a larger story where he's trying to collect the fucking gauntlets, the fucking Infinity Stones on his gauntlet, and losing the main fucking one would be like fucking dumb right now. So I got Kenny winning. I don't think Orange has a chance, but if Orange has a chance, it's because he's somehow pinning Pac. So who's taking the fall? We're not going to do like you just did with Roman, where you double stack him up and have Kenny win. Because, dude, don't copy WWE like that right now. No, don't do that. You've already copied WWE too much when you tried to say that you were going to be different than WWE.
And more importantly, you do not copy him. You acknowledge him.
Right. So, man, something's not right here. I would have maybe preferred to see Kenny versus Orange, and that's it. Or maybe Kenny versus Pac, and that's it. And we all know who's winning on both of those matches. It's Kenny. In this match, it's like, all right, you're going to take out both that could be good fillers.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that with any disrespect. No disrespect.
You can book you could book 3 or 4 months one at a time with Orange
each
first
one of
and
those.
then Pac.
And you're going to eventually start running out of people to throw at Kenny while Kenny's on this expedition of gold, because he's got to have 1 or 2 month programs with each fucking other promotion. How long did it take him to get the Impact title, right? Mm-hmm. How long is it going to take him to get the NWA title? How long is it going to take him?
He's been rolling for the AAA belt for a bit already.
How long is it going to take him to get the ROH title, the MLW title? So you're like looking at 6 fucking months.
MLW don't count. The 6th belt is New Japan.
Okay, great. Still, you're talking months worth of this storyline where he can't lose all these other titles. So you need filler feuds in his main promotion. So just give him one at a time. One at a time. Let him have his fun with Pac. Let him have his fun with Orange. Let him have his fun with whoever else the next time. Jungle Boy, whatever. Let that be a fucking draw. Whatever. And then once he's done with the expedition, then it starts crumbling down. Oh, he loses
and Hangman's
one,
the first Jenga piece.
Exactly. Yeah, like don't do it now, right? Yeah. So I think I know who's winning.
It's Omega.
So it's Omega, and I don't know if I need this to be a triple threat.
You're obviously not at a 10. What's your number?
7.
7.
I still think the match is going to be good. That's why I'm still at a 7, and I'm not below 5, right?
I'm at about an 8.
Okay.
I think the presentation of how we ended up with the triple threat is where I'm having the disconnect. Even with hindsight, what happened was what I wanted was that Orange and Pac were going to go to a 20-minute draw. Mm-hmm. They advertise draws or time limits all the time on AEW, and they've rarely, if ever, pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah.
Twice. Cody and Darby, Jungle Boy and Jericho. That's it. This was supposed to be the 3rd time.
And the Jericho one wasn't really a time limit draw.
It was advertised.
Beat the clock kind of thing. Yeah. Survive until 10 minutes. Yeah. Right?
This was supposed to be the 3rd time. But Mofo Orange Cassidy got super kicked and got rocked legit. And then they followed up with the power bomb. And he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He was gone.
Yeah.
His soul had left the body long before it hit the ground. Which is why they called the audible and did the bullshit that they ended up doing to have the triple threat anyway. But even then, I think it happened a bit too soon, especially if you're doing a menage. You need a little bit more time to let that marinate before you give it to me.
Yeah.
And with the booking too, like you could have really, right now would be a good time to space that out. That way he can get most of the titles, if not all the titles that he says he wants before Hangman takes the first one, because after that, because you could book this easy. I've already got this whole thing laid out. Hangman's the first one. He takes the AEW title from Kenny. Andrade takes the AAA Mega title from Kenny at Triple Mania.
All right.
Kenny Omega, how ironic that this title is currently vacant. Kenny Omega wins the New Japan Heavyweight Championship, loses it to Kota Ibushi at Wrestle Kingdom.
Ooh.
Hype. And then another returning star, Kenny Omega drops the Impact title to Samoa Joe. You didn't see that one coming, did you? And that's how it goes. And then he's gone.
Okay.
Casino Battle Royal. These are the names so far. It's supposed to be 21 people. Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Private Party, Colt Cabana, 10, Evil Uno, Powerhouse Hobbs, Penta, El Cero Miedo, Komoroto, Lee Johnson. I'll come back to that. Dustin Rhodes, QT Marshall, Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr., The Acclaimed. That's 19. And there's 2 empty spots. Camarado is the big fucking Bruiser Brody looking guy that's in the QT heel team. Yellow pants, kind of straight
the
jacket.
QT fucking Nightmare Factory. God damn it.
19 people so far. Out of those 19.
If there wasn't so many goddamn fucking factions in AEW, I'd probably have a little bit more respect for the Nightmare Factory. But, like, did you ever play Tokyo Extreme Racer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how, like, it was all, like, groups, and you had to go through the groups and get the boss?
Mm-hmm.
QT Marshall's little team is Rolling Guy. The first fucking one that we're all in, like...
That's on easy mode.
Yeah. That's what I have no respect for this fucking stable
That's a
at
fucking
all.
throwback, bro. So with that being said, 19 people so far.
Okay.
You think they squeeze in Paul White in this? He's supposed to be color commentating, but that doesn't guarantee that he won't get out of there.
I mean, maybe. I mean, eventually he's gonna have to show up in the ring, right? I mean, what if it's him and Shaq?
Oh my god!
And they both eliminate each other somehow.
Oh my god! I didn't even think about Shaq.
Him and Shaq.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Shaq is supposed to have a match, right?
You know what? After Shaq going through that table, I'm not opposed to Shaq coming back. He did. I was impressed. I'm not saying he was the best thing since sliced bread, but he impressed me. I want to see more.
The novelty of the idea of Shaquille fucking O'Neal wrestling in AEW
and then putting over the matches on TNT during the playoffs.
That's
synergy.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let it be Big Show and Shaq and have them eliminate each other. That builds more tension, more feud between them two, and then they can actually
Big Show shows up during NBA halftime.
Yes.
You can make it work.
Yeah.
Out of the 19 names I said, if you remember any of them, is there anything that tickles your pickle?
Christian.
Already?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that fuel the ammunition for the AEW haters that, it's another ex-WWE guy going for the main belt? Rada.
Yes, but Christian's best work was never in WWE. Christian's best work was in TNA.
Wow.
I've
never even put that in perspective.
Yes.
You just brought that up. Wow.
Like, I loved when Christian first left and went to TNA. I became a huge Christian fan.
Orton, one more match. His ECW run?
No, because I feel like it never overshadowed him being the top of the fucking mountain, the instant classic, the guy that was always in contention for the main title belt. The one more match thing.
He never lost the title.
Right, and the one more match thing was him begging, like how he was before, being a fucking crybaby gimmick. Just give me one more match, and then he never won it. Whereas in TNA, he fucking won the big ones. He actually was a threat, and that's what I want him to be here in AEW. I don't want ex-WWE guy Christian. I want ex-TNA guy Christian. I want Christian Cage, Captain Charisma, not Edge's Marty Jannetty.
Oh, right? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Bringing the heat.
That's what I want. So, yeah, have him fucking win this. Go up there. Take out Cody. Take out Kenny. Have great feuds with the Darby and Jungle Boy and Pac and everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, Christian.
So just for shits and giggles, this is something I threw out in the chat earlier that I think I'm going to just air out here. Mm-hmm. If you want to tie some loose ends together and you want to continue the narrative, Chris Jericho redeeming himself as the Inner Circle, righting some of the wrongs that he did in the past, I would like to see AEW tell me the story of Cody Rhodes. Remember, if this match doesn't happen with a Go because of his ribs, that guy, if Cody needs something to do, I would have Cody win this Casino Battle Royal, and I would have 6 or 7 weeks of Cody and Jericho mending the fence, to Jericho saying, you know what, I'll give me the paperwork, get me a notary. I will remove the stipulation that you can't compete for this title. I will give you my blessing that you can be back in the main event picture.
Okay. So
that we can have Cody versus Kenny 3.
Mm-hmm.
We had Cody beat Kenny at Ring of Honor Supercard in Nolan's. We had Kenny beat Cody at G1 Special in New Japan. Okay. And now they'll have the third match and a third different promotion.
All right. All right.
And again,
and that could lend itself to the whole him collecting the titles in all these different promotions, because these are promotions that he could go to cross promote and even say, remember when I fought you in WrestleMania weekend? Or remember when I fought you here and there? Because they can actually talk about it, because that forbidden door is wide open.
And this match is not for All Out. This is probably for a match on Dynamite for the heavyweight title.
Okay.
So when Cody loses to Kenny on the next week, Cody's walking around sulking, and right behind him with a drink,
Hangman.
Now you know what it's like when you're on the other end of the elite, don't you?
Oh! And then,
I'll drink to that.
And then Ibushi shows up and it's like, I've been trying to tell you they're dicks.
Send me the check.
She's like, I told you they're assholes. It took away my best friend.
I will give AEW one more fucking chance, even if the guy doesn't win the belt. At least give him some fucking shine. Pillman Jr.
Yes.
Pillman Jr. losing in the main event against the AEW heavyweight champion in a fight. That Omega finishes the match. He hits him with the one-winged angel, and then he turns around and looks at him like he's looking at a fucking ghost that he was not supposed to take him to the limit that Omega ended up in. That will put Pillman over higher than either winning the titles over the Bucks or even winning the title off of Omega.
Yeah.
Is having Omega have that acknowledgement of game recognized game. I'm picking Pillman Jr. You've got to do something with Pillman after this Dark Side episode. Who does not want to cheer for Pillman Jr.? Who?
Agogo? If that's a guy? Is that really his name? Agogo?
Anthony Agogo, yeah.
Wasn't that ACH's fucking Twitter handle at one point? Wasn't he like Agogo ACH?
Pre-show, buy-in, Serena Deeb against Riho for the NWA Women's title.
5.
7.
Okay.
I think it's happened once before, and I liked it.
Okay.
I've got Serena still winning this.
Okay, sure.
They're eventually going to build to a triple threat match for the NWA title at an NWA pay-per-view when the shadows fall. Camille Brickhouse, Thunder Rosa, and Serena Deeb, triple threat.
Okay.
They had a rematch, and it went to a draw, so there's 2 number 1 contenders now. So that's going to be a pretty fun match, too.
Okay.
That Forbidden Door is starting to crack open, and we got this title here. How soon before we see Nick Aldis with the NWA 10 pounds of gold on AEW? On free television rather than paying behind a paywall to watch NW Power.
So, Kenny hasn't started a conquest of another.
Not yet.
It's got to be after this pay-per-view or after this championship match. Somehow we're going to
all this is business. He gave he not allowed, but he was cool with giving it to Cody at All In for a cup of coffee before Cody put it back on him. Yeah. So if it's for the betterment of whatever brand they're working for, I'm sure all this is game to play along and give him this. Just if it means all this gets him back in 6 months at like a big NWA show, I'm sure he's down with it. Yeah. So you have the Avengers of Nick Aldis, Rich Swann, Samoa Joe, Kota Ibushi, Hangman Page, and fucking Andrade.
Who's the champion shimmer right now? I mean, throw that in there.
Osprey's girlfriend.
Oh, B. Priestley. He beats the shit out of B. Priestley, gets the Shimmer Championship, and then B comes back and just
Osprey in a wig.
Oh God, no, not God.
What are you thinking as a whole for all for Double or Nothing 3?
I am not as hyped for this as I have been if other AEW shows in the past. I might be less hyped for this show than any other AEW show I've ever been for in the past. I mean, you just do the math. That kind of works out. The only one that I'm really like, fuck yeah, I want to see is the women's match, right?
Technically, both women's matches. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think I gave Stadium Stampede a good nod, but it should be more than what it is. But what did I give it? An 8? I think is what I gave it.
On paper, the card is stacked.
Yeah.
Oh, Sting and Darby Allin against Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page tag match.
Oh, I forgot about that. 6.
6.
I think the match is going to be good. I want to see. I want to see Scorpio and Ethan Page really do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I really, really like Ethan Page in Impact. So I want to see what they can have him do here with him teamed up. Yeah, with him teamed up with Scorpio. I think that's an interesting choice because I really thought that they were going to give him like a singles run.
Both of them.
Yeah, but yeah,
I was ready for Ethan to go single here when he showed up.
Yeah,
but I was not. It was a big, almost a disappointing at first curveball.
Yeah,
but they're gelling.
Yeah,
so far,
and it kind of makes me be like, well, what about SCU? And they're done. So it's like, oh, okay. So you still want Scorpio to be a tag guy? You still want Ethan to be a tag guy? Okay, but they have good chemistry. I mean, I didn't really want to see. I didn't want to see
as good as Ethan and Josh Alexander.
That's what I was going to say. I don't want to see not the North replace the North with a guy from California.
West.
The West. Yeah, call them the West. Okay, but I mean, I'm willing to have an open mind just because I like Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky that much. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
On paper, this pay-per-view is stacked. There's talent all over it, and it's people that you want to see wrestle. But a lot of how these matches ended up where they are could have either been done better or not done at all. So I'm at a 7. It might not seem like a downgrade, but compared to what I normally give AEW shows, whether I go or not, 7's kind of like a big deal. Yeah, it's kind of weak. But then again, that still leaves room for them to that gauge. It's a 7, but it'll still suck if they give me a popcorn fart at the end, or it'll still be really high if they do something, a couple of things that surprise the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
or do some simple stuff like fucking give Britt the fucking title.
We've had this exact same syndrome before with NXT.
Yeah.
NXT.
We don't watch TV every week, but we know the takeovers always give good return upon investment.
But it wasn't always that way.
No, it wasn't.
There were several of them where we're like, I don't really care about this takeover. And then it just surprised the fuck out of us because it was so good. You know, I'm hoping that this is the same thing and probably the first time and maybe the only time for a long while that we're like, I don't really care about AEW. And then they're like, bitch, remember who we are? Oh, yeah.
And we're coming to town in 6 weeks.
Yeah. So maybe.
Yeah. Not to be outdone.
Oh, here we go.
I have to mention this, because you and I have talked about this.
Okay.
The 2 shows that are high on our list are AEW and NXT. So this upcoming episode of NXT, we're getting MSK against Legado de Fantasma.
Yes.
For the tag titles.
Yes.
Give me a number.
Give me an 8. No, give me a 9. Give me a 9.
Yeah. That again, not a disrespect, just an observation. The cruiserweight style of the 2 Legado de Fantasma members that is not King Cuerno are going to complement MSK really well. So it's going to be pretty. It's going to be nice.
How much longer do we have to pretend that DJZ is fucking Mexican?
Or Hispanic?
Yeah.
He's a person of color. Why not?
I mean, yeah.
But.
I don't know. Fucking Yokozuna wasn't Japanese, so I guess it's okay.
Itadakimasu.
Akeem, the African Dream, wasn't African, so I guess it's okay.
But he can dream.
I mean.
Triple threat for number 1 contender. Now that Karrion Kross is still champ.
Yeah.
Do you want to see him wrestle Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, or Kylo?
Kylo. Babyface versus heel. I don't want to see him with Pete Dunne because Pete Dunne, heel versus heel, I don't care. I'm not saying I want Kylo to win. I'm saying I want him to face Kylo. I don't want him to face Gargano because Gargano's got enough going on with the way, and he's a heel. The only babyface there that could go up against the monster heel is Kylo.
Yeah. That's kind of a shoddy pick. Like, I like Kylo. I'm picking Kylo to win this match, but I don't have any faith whatsoever that Kylo can beat Cross if Kylo can't even beat Finn Balor twice. And this is the guy that beat Balor twice. So what hope does Kylo have?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be a nice beating, a nice mugging. tribute to New Jack, but it's Killer Cross is going to win that hands down. That's not. I don't think that's the next person that is a credible threat to fucking Cross.
Okay.
Oh God, give me Cross and Walter.
Walter.
Who else besides Walter on that roster, heel or babyface, do you see that can hang with the character Karrion Kross?
You said on that roster. Walter's not on that roster.
NXT.
Huh?
He's on that NXT television show. He had that promo last week. That's when if you missed
UK. He's UK.
But he was not on UK television.
No.
He was on NXT US television.
He's over
if
there.
You missed it, you missed it.
No, he's over there with fucking Ogogo, okay? Ogogo and fucking Mike Coffee or whatever his name is, okay?
Joe Coffee.
Yeah, whatever.
You wrong. But I don't hate you for being wrong. You have your opinion. You might not have an answer for this, but I'll say it anyway.
Okay.
Do you have any fond memories in professional wrestling involving New Jack?
No.
No?
No. I don't think I look back fondly on New Jack, to be honest. I think that he wasn't the best guy to look up to in wrestling. He was somebody that went too far, embodied the bad shit of ECW, made ECW look worse. And no, I don't know if this should be a guy that we should be celebrating. Like, okay, he's gone. All right, that's sad. Sorry for his family. Well, I know his daughter doesn't give a shit about him, so all right, cool. Chunk of deuce later. I don't care.
Well, what was the promo he cut about O.J. Simpson, about New Jack? One less person to worry about.
One less person to worry about.
Do you hate him as much as John Cena is being hated by Taiwan?
All right, so I honestly, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but I'm not that embarrassed to say this because I don't know about this. I really didn't understand what the whole fucking deal was. Like, John Cena said that Taiwan was a country. Is Taiwan a country? Why is that controversial? Like, I don't understand.
Taiwan's considered like the Republic of China, but the Chinese people don't see Taiwan as a country. So anyone that sees Taiwan as an independent, self-sustaining country is an automatic evil towards the population of China. And since China right now, in movie-wise, is having the biggest box office revenues besides the U.S. as far as take of what these movies are doing, it would be in Cena's best interest to placate towards the country that is going to bring more revenue.
Right.
And in that case, he made the mistake. So in Mandarin, he apologized to the Chinese public that he utterly respects the opinions and the intellects of everyone in the country of China.
Yeah.
And apologizing about not being aware of whatever was going on, that Taiwan apparently isn't a country.
So is it like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, is it like Puerto Rico, or Puerto Rico's a part of the United States, but it's a country, but it's not a country, and the only difference is that if you call Puerto Rico a country, Americans aren't going to get offended? Like, is that kind of what's going on here?
It's
like,
not
it's
about
a part of it, but it's not? Because Puerto Rico is like a territory of the U.S., but it's not part of the country. So you could refer to Puerto Rico as
they're a territory, but they're on a part of the country as in they're last to get relief for hurricanes. They have fucking no seats in the House or in the Senate. Just like the Isle of Samoa also is a territory and has diddly on this property land that we're on. CM Punk reigniting the feud on Twitter by reminding Cena Taiwan is a country.
So do the Taiwanese people refer to themselves as a country?
Yes, as Taiwanese. Yes.
Okay. So in Taiwan, Taiwan's a country, but in China, China's like, you're not a fucking country. You're our property.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, we're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that's where the disconnect is.
Okay.
And if you side with one, again, the Trumpism. You're either fucking someone or you're getting fucked. There's no in between.
Yeah.
So you choose one side, then the other side's gonna take it the wrong way. If you choose the other side, then the original side's taking it the wrong way.
So it's not that like John Cena was incorrect, like coming out and saying Texas is not a state. No. Texas is a state.
Florida's not a state.
You're just an idiot. You don't know your geography, right? It wasn't that like, oh, Taiwan's a country. No, it's not a country. It's not that. It's just an actual hot button issue. Okay. So see, that's where I was confused. I was like, Taiwan's not a country. I didn't know if that's what it was, and I felt like, well, if John Cena was being called stupid because of that, was I being like, did I go out and say Los Angeles is a state? No, Los Angeles is a city, right? Like I thought that's what it was. Okay,
or a state of mind, depending where in LA you're at. So just to be clear, Cena, Taiwan is a country.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Shigige Georgia. Yes. Okay. It is a country.
It's a country owned by China.
No.
It's not owned by China?
No, it's an independent country.
So then why does China even think that they own it?
Because they just think so. They don't want to acknowledge Taiwanese being as equal by being independent. So they just want to keep them under their thumb.
So instead of looking at U.S. and Puerto Rico, think more of 1777 UK and the colonies, the 13 colonies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the colonies are like, we're independent. We're going to throw your fucking shit into the Boston Harbor.
Yep.
Whereas they're like, no, you belong to us.
Mm-hmm. Will I be seeing you in 2 weeks to review NXT in your house?
I mean, I guess. Sure. Why not?
Yeah. It's the other show we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It's been 7 weeks. Is there anything else you want to get off your chest, off your tongue, off your tits? Hancock really shows off mine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you got a little side boob going
I know,
right
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Been working on that.
Man, not any television stuff. But we did have DCW this past weekend. We had our annual lockdown lottery match. So that was really cool. Nate Slater is no longer our champion. Romeo Falcon was able to fucking sneak out a victory with 3 fucking referees out there, 2 at ringside, 1 in the ring. He was still
lazy booking.
Still able with 3 fucking referees out there, was still able to get a shenanigan cheaty win. Oh God, that he's a slippery one, that Romeo Falcon. But yes, he's our new champ. That was at the Katy Boxing Club. The next time we're going to be at the Katy Boxing Club will be on the 19th of June. But that's not our next show. Our next show is this weekend, this Saturday. And it's going to be in Brookshire, Texas at a church called the Hanger Unity Center. Yeah.
All hell gonna break loose in the church.
Oh, dude, I'm positive I'm gonna walk in and poof, set a flame. Like I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but
you will understand if that's the one show you can count. I will not go.
There you go. Right. I don't. Yeah, so we're apparently supposed to be a little bit more family friendly than we have been before. So we'll see. But yes, your boy is going to be ring announcing. So if you're out in the Katy Brookshire area, make sure you come out to the Hanger Unity Center this Saturday night. Yeah. Ta-da.
Have you been digging?
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do you remember Steve-O from PWA?
Yes!
Steve-O wrestled at DCW this past weekend.
What?
So we were all fans PWA, once upon a time ago,
Tell them what PWA is or was.
Pro Wrestling Alliance. It's Booker T. Well, it was Booker T's promotion. Now it's now ROW. Back in the day, it was PWA. So yes, we were faithful goers of Booker T's PWA, along with Stevo and various other people. And then they did an internship program. Portia was one of those interns, and so was Stevo. And then Stevo transferred from being just an internship behind the scenes working on stuff to actually getting in the ring and wrestling. And then his career took off. He went to Austin, wrestled there for a while, and we actually got to have him at DZW. He is known as the Pinfall Wizard. Comes out with a little wizard hat and lights a fucking fireball. But yes, he's the Pinfall Wizard. But it was really, really cool. A guy that was sitting out on the fence just like us. Then was it fucking 10 years later now? I'm in the ring announcing him so he could come out and wrestle. It was really fucking cool.
Did he recognize you?
Yeah, right when I first got into the arena and I was going around shaking everybody's hands, hey, how's it going? I was like, wait a second. He's like, wait a second. Hey. It was really cool, man. It was really fucking cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that was awesome.
Have you been digging the Dark Side stuff?
So the only episode that I have seen of this season is part 1 of the Pillman episode.
Oh my God.
And
you have time.
I watched
this weekend.
I watched that last night. I haven't watched part 2 yet.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You have time this weekend to watch it.
I mean,
Make
I'm
time.
gonna try to make time.
It's only 40 minutes.
Yes.
Nick Gage, yeah. Collision in Korea, yeah. As of right now, the Warrior episode of Dark Side is airing, so I'll be downloading that tomorrow.
All right.
I'll be watching that. That's it. We'll be back in 2 weeks for In Your House Takeover preview.
All right, so that's the show. It's late because we had the fucking power outage interruption. So let's get out of here. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.
Hey. No bullshit this week.
No bullshit.
Turn this off.
Yeah.